your guide to an empowered and purposeful life.
Students in Germany can earn up to 520 euros, and that is huge. If you're a student, especially a foreign student, and you need this kind of financial polstering, So today we're talking about working as a student in Germany and what you should know. So working while studying in German has many advantages, but I feel it goes beyond financial advantages. I mean, the experience you gather while working can be very, very good for your CV. The knowledge that you acquire, you learn teamwork, you learn how to work with other people, which kind of prepares you for the world that you'll be going into when you officially start working. Of course, you also get to meet people outside of the university, especially if you're a foreign student, If you're not an indigenous German, someone that is born and bred here, it's very important to be able to meet with other people, to connect with other people, to learn the culture. And also, I feel in German, we have a different, or like any other country, we have a different work culture. So it's very important to be conversant with this before you even get into the proper working world after your graduation. And like I said, the addition to your CV is very, very important. Working while studying proves that you can manage your time well and that you work hard, which is also very, very essential. So we're going to jump into what you should know if you are going to work in Germany as a student. The most questions I get are, can I work in Germany if I'm studying? Am I allowed to work? Yes, you are allowed to work. And for EU nationals, you're allowed to work up to 20 hours, and for that is per week during your semester. There's a difference whether when you're going to school and when you're not going to school, because the first intention should be concentrating on your studies. So for EU nationals, it's 20 hours. And then for non-EU nationals, I have to read because it's a lot. For non-EU nationals, the limit is either 120 full days or 240 half days every year. So when I make it simpler, I would say the different possibilities. Yes, you are allowed to work, but you're not allowed to work like full time because, again, like your intention is to study. And then you'll have the opportunity of doing mini jobs, which is the most common one. And mini job means you won't have taxi obligations, So that, but it also limits how much you earn. That means you can't earn more than, in the past it was 450 euro. Right now it's 520 euro. For as long as you're not earning more than 520 euro, you're not having tax obligations. The money is all yours, which I think is better that way, because as a student, you also want to be concentrating on your studies instead of hustling and, maybe even risking working full time. And especially if you're a foreign student, you're not allowed to do that, Same as EU students, like I told you, at least 20 working hours. The same way we have school-going kids also being allowed to work. From the age of 16, you're allowed to work, but also for a limited time, because the first priority should be your studies. Another question I always get is, let me try to remember. Yes, someone asked me, what kind of jobs can you do as a student and how do you get the jobs? So the types of jobs that you can do in Germany as a student are endless. So you can work as a waiter or waitress, you can work as a babysitter, you can work as a university research assistant, which I find very interesting because that will be amazing for your CV. Then there are hostess jobs. Hostess jobs means you can help with conferences, you can help with trade fairs, like the people who are there arranging everything, serving drinks. That's what we call hostess jobs. Then you can work in discos or clubs, you can work in restaurants, you can work in supermarkets, you can work as care assistants in the care sector, where you really don't need the qualification. So it could be for the elderly or disabled or children, and there you really get a glimpse of, I would say, true life. And also it's also very good for your CV, this humane part of you. You could work as a hairdresser, you could work with the post, that those are people that deliver our letters and packages. You could work as a newspaper deliverer, what we call Zeitungszusteller. That means families here in Germany, or all households, get free newspapers like every day. So your job would be to distribute these papers. These jobs are mostly done by school going age students, from around 16, 15, even 14 years old, they distribute these papers, and then you'll be earning the mini job salary, which is currently a 520 euro. Then we talk about tutoring jobs. You could be a tutor for, students or school kids in different languages: French, Spanish, English, mathematics, physics, biology, depending on what you're good at. Those are also very good jobs, and you'd be earning from around €12.50 to €15, depending on your negotiation skills. You could also do something that related to your field of study, which would be very, very important for your CV. Then we have technical jobs, working as mechanics, working in carpentries. We're talking about working in the bakeries. Like, bakeries are one of those areas that are always looking for, laborers, for employees. Of course, it's a tough field, like the working hours, waking up early, going, ending your shifts very late, but it's also a good area that you can work in as a student. Again, like I said, you can work, but you have to keep in mind, like I said, what should you know if you're going to work in German as a student? You have to keep in mind, am I an EU national? Not more than 20 hours during the semester. If you're a non-EU national, 120 to 240 a year. And the 20 hours, it's a week, Advantages of that, again, like I said, of course, you'll be able to earn a little bit of money, and we know being a student costs money too. I mean, you're paying for accommodation, you want to have a social life, you want to go out every once in a while with your friends, you'll have, your airtime, you need money to pay for your phone bills, maybe even the internet. You need some cash for yourself, and it's also easy on the parents because they won't be having to cater for everything that you require in your life, which is amazing. You'll be able maybe to afford a few luxuries, buying yourself nice clothes and so on and so forth. And for me, I think the main benefit from working as a student, like I said, is you getting an insight of what the real life is. Like my kids, they're not yet of working age, but like my oldest, he's already asking me if he can start working, which is allowed, for particular hours, not a lot. And I'm trying to make that possible for him, because it's very, very important to understand what will be coming in a few years, because that is the reality of life. At some point, we all have to go through the hassles of the labor world, and the earlier you start, or the earlier you get a view of what that is like, the better. And it might also help you to decide what exactly truly fulfills you, what kind of field you really want to work in. So working as a student can also be an opportunity for you to check out if you're really, really cut out for what you're studying for. And that's why I said you can also do part-time job in the field related to your academics, where you can decide, is this something really that I want to pursue? Especially for foreign students. I know, especially in Africa, most kids do courses that are actually decided by the parents or chosen by the parents, and maybe later you discover, actually, that's not something for me, that's not something I like. Kids here in Europe have more opportunities of deciding, even the time. Like, when my child finishes high school, for example, my wish and plan for him is like to take a year off, travel, get to know the world, get to discover himself, and also to really, really decide what he wants to do. And then also maybe do a few internships, which he's already doing. Like in high school, when they get like to 8th grade, they start doing internships in different sectors to help them really decide what they want to do when they become adults. So most EU students, they always already know what they really want to be. But for foreign students especially, sometimes you just take up a course because maybe that is the course where you could get an admission. But once you're here and you do these part-time jobs, it helps you realize what you're really good at, what you're really passionate about, and maybe what could even afford you a better life, from how you'll be earning, the working conditions, and so on and so forth. So that is a very, very good opportunity. Mainly the reason I'm doing this video, of course, like I said, social empowerment. My target is to empower every one of you, to give you tips and ideas and resources of, a more empowered and fulfilled, successful, purposeful life. Before I forget, yes, the next question was, how do I find these jobs? Very simple. We have, of course, websites. You can, like I always say, you can go on Indeed, you can go on Stepstone. I'll pin them in the comment section. You can use the local newspapers that we get every morning, free of charge. You can use, in supermarkets, for example, they always announce their job searches. Like, they have a board where they always announce, so you can even just look at it and they're like, oh, they're looking for someone to work. Again, in supermarkets, there's what we call also initiative Bewerbung. Like when you just make an application without a job being announced, but you can even walk to the store manager and be like, I'm looking for a job where I'll be able to work maybe Monday to Tuesday from 6 to 7 or something like that, and they'll give you the job. So it's also okay to walk into a store, to walk into a shop, a bakery, even a restaurant, and ask for a job, because again, these are fields and sectors that are always searching for employees. So your chances of getting a job are very, very high. So those are some of the avenues. I'll pin the websites that you can try out in the comment section. That means you can search in which area, what distance you're willing to travel, because maybe you don't have a car, you have to travel by public means. So maybe you want a job in a radius of maybe 20 kilometers, 50 kilometers, depending on your flexibility and your time. So then we have studentvisagermany, we have Young Capital, we have CBS Career Service Center. So I'll pin these websites, and if you're a student or you're intending to join any universities here in Germany or Europe, then you know how to come along with the jobs. Again, like I said, I'll be giving you more of these videos in future with different topics. Of course, again, social empowerment will not like tied up into one section. But for those of you interested like in relocating or even just studying abroad, for the parents who want their kids to come to university abroad, this is the kind of information that I'm going to be sharing. And of course, always for detailed service, we have our consultation services. You just have to DM me anywhere on my socials, where I go by the name Ruzhoffs, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and then we can talk further and decide what should be the next measures. I'm trying to see if I didn't forget something. If I did forget anything as regards student life in Germany and what you should know, you can ask me in the comment section and I'll be able to answer that. Oh, I think I'm just going to drop this right in. Someone asked me like months ago. I helped her privately, but I think it would also help someone else. So this is someone who relocated through my consultation program as a student, and she needed advice on how to get an apartment when you're a student here. I don't know, should I, oh my god, now I'm mixing it doesn't make sense. Now I think I'll do another video about that, how to get cheap accommodation as a student in Europe. How do you come along these apartments? What is the best option? The topics are endless, so let me not mess it up and mix too many topics. I think I'll do another video about that. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to talk about that. I've had parents consulting me again. I have my kid finishing senior 6, finishing high school. I would like them to study in Europe. I really don't have the time, but that is my plan, to try and offer you more services. For example, where I can help you connect you to universities that are currently enrolling students. When do they enroll, and so on and so forth. Just give me tips and ideas in the comment section what you'd really want to know as regards student life, relocation as a student, living in the diaspora as a student. And again, our empowerment program is also very much about integration. So if you're a student in Europe here, either in Ignas or you're a migrant student, you definitely need information about how to integrate, how to get a job. How do I get a job after my studies? I'll be doing videos all about that. But of course, for any further questions or information, feel free to DM me. So I'll end this video here before I mess it up by putting confusing information that doesn't even belong to this topic. And my advice is go on, share this video, share our channel with different people. Our target is to serve as many people as possible. I appreciate all of you that watch our videos, that like, that interact with us, comment, even share with your friends and families and community. And I don't take that for granted. As you can see, we are on our journey to 10,000, and you, only you, can help us get there. And my desire is for us to get even better views, because better views show the algorithm that you are interested in the information that I share, and then it pushes our videos to many more people out there. So my request, let's get my videos, at least for starters, 10,000 views. That would be really, really helpful, and that way the algorithm can also help us, thereby serving more people. Welcome to the Ruzhoffs family. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. But most of all, let me know what kind of information you'd need from me, what kind of videos you'd also love to have from me, and I will serve you. Until next time.